Does the need for a card arise at the worst time? You know, when your schedule is filled to the tops? If this is you, then you want to join me today as I teach you how to make a card for any occasion. To begin creating this card, you're going to need to take a 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece of brushed gold cardstock, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4 to create your card base. Then you're going to need to take a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of brushed bronze at a little Dazzle Craft metal sheet, and you're going to emboss it with the Lacy Brocade Impressions folder, and this is what it will look like. Once you have done that, you're going to turn your piece around and you're going to put sticky strip along the 4 walls of your piece. And you're going to peel the red film and you're going to attach it to your card front. Make sure that you have it exactly where you want, because once it is adhered, it is stuck forever. And so there is my card base. Then you're going to take a 2 by 4 inch piece of Venetian Romance Designer Series paper. You're going to run snail adhesive along the back and you're going to attach it to a 2 1/4 by 4 inch piece of brushed gold cardstock. Then you're going to flip the piece over and you're going to place sticky strip on the back of it. The reason you're going to do that is because you're adhering it to metal. Place sticky strip on the back of this one, and I am going to center it right here. And so there is the base of my card. Now I'm ready to create this image right here, and I'm going to take a 3 by 4 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I am going to stamp it with this stamp set called People Like You. And I am going to stamp it twice. I'm going to have 2 pieces like this, and I'm going to ink it with Versamark ink. I'm going to stamp it, and I'm going to heat set it with gold embossing powder. And you will end up with 2 images like this. As you can see, this one is off a little bit to the side, and that doesn't matter because this is the one that I am actually going to color on. To color the image, you're going to need 3 items. You're going to need 2 markers in whatever color you choose, and I have an Old Olive and Tempting Turquoise, and I have a blender pen. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go over it. Don't have any exact way to do it. I just spread it out and leave some space in between, and that is where I'm going to color it in with Tempting Turquoise. Okay, once I've done that, then I'm going to take my blender pen. If I go outside of the lines, it doesn't matter because this piece I'm actually going to cut, because I am going to piece this on top of my main image. And so it doesn't have to be in the lines. So as you can see, I'm just coloring in there, and I have it exactly as I want. Now I'm going to clean off the green so none of it is visible, and now I'm going to go in with my Tempting Turquoise again, just wherever you want. Just spread it out, and then if you need to touch in some areas where you want it darker, you can do that afterwards once you're done. So here we go. Oops. So let's, again, as you can see, I'm just kind of going upwards and blending it in there, not covering the entire flower, just making it look two-tone. So once you have it exactly where you want it, then it's time to cut them out. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I actually need all 3 pieces here. So I'm going to take my label punch and I'm going to cut out, I'm going to punch out this piece right here first, as I'm going to be using that. And then you're going to go in and you're going to start cutting your flowers. As you can see, this video teaches you how to make a handmade card very easily, and you can mass produce these in a small amount of time. So you're going to keep on cutting this one out and this one, and you're going to end up with two pieces like this right here. And these are ready to be mounted to my card front. Let me put them right there. Now, as I mentioned before, first you're gonna stamp this image twice on a 3 by 4 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock. As you can see, there were some blank areas left in there, and that doesn't matter. All of that is going to be covered. So what I did was I took a 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 inch piece of brushed gold cardstock, and I went ahead and I mounted this Whisper White piece of cardstock on top of it. I went ahead and placed stamping dimensionals on the back, and I'm centering it right there. Now here are my two flowers that I had watercolored and cut out, and I have stamping dimensionals along the back of them. So all I'm going to do is just place it right over it, as you can see there, and take the other one and do the same right there. Now I did notice that I had not peeled the white film off, so my center piece was not attached. So I'm going ahead and peeling that off right now and attaching it right there. Now, as you can see, this piece is going to go right there, and what I did was I took these little frames that you can find in the clearance section of the Stampin' Up! Store, and I attached it with glue. This little piece I cut out, and I put some stamping dimensionals on the back to add some height, and I'm placing it right there. So any errors you might have are going to be nice and covered. Now as you can see, I didn't color in my stem right there, so I'm going to do that now. And I'm just going to take my old olive marker and go in and do that. So now I want to add the finishing touches on this card by adding some pearls. So I'm going to take these tiny small ones right here, and I'm going to place it in that little hole of the frame. And then I'm going to take these slightly larger ones and place it right there on top, and another one right here. And that is all there is to this card. And this card, the sentiment says, the world is a better place because of beautiful people like you. And I think this is a perfect all occasion card, because then you can stamp it with whatever you want inside, whether get well, thinking of you, sympathy, happy birthday, whatever you want. It is the perfect card for all occasion. And you can use up all your scraps of designer series paper. If you have other colors that you want to use with brush bonds, not a problem. Find the colors in this pattern paper and color in your flower in that color, and you have a beautifully coordinating handmade card. I hope you've enjoyed this how to do a handmade card for all occasions video. If you like this video, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. I also invite you to follow us on Facebook and on our blog, where you can find out more details about projects such as these, and you will also find a PDF tutorial with all the measurements and products you will need for creating this card. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at monica@addalittledazzle.com, and make sure to check out our store where you can purchase your Add a Little Dazzle craft metal sheets. Thanks, and have a dazzling day.